Hey guys, welcome back to NCIX. We are here at CES 2014 at the Corsair Suite in the Palazzo. It's a really fancy hotel, and I'm here with Aaron. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for talking to us. And we're going to take a look at some awesome Corsair stuff that they got going on here. So what do we have right here? This is the 760T.
Yes.
And it looks really fancy.
Yeah, we're launching the 760T here. It has this giant acrylic side panel. So Windows getting bigger and bigger, we decided to do a whole side panel.
Just make it the whole side panel. It's really clean.
The door itself opens out from the front. It has a latch with some magnets in it to close it. The door itself does come off, so when you're working on it, it's easier access. You don't scratch your giant, beautiful window. We do have the support for quad SLI. You have support for a 360 radiator on top, the 240, 280 in the front. We do have the white LED fans in the front, a fan controller, and a top panel that will go in place for default configuration, so you can either have it open or closed. It adds a little bit of dust protection and noise dampening to the system. In case you want to drop your keys or a drink on there, it won't go inside. It's a little bit easier to work on a flat surface.
It's good to see Corsair putting that functionality to put keys on things,
Somebody's going to set something on it. Also inside of this, we have the AX1500i, which is our new flagship PSU. It is a 1500 watt power supply. We are able to do 1500 watts of continuous use at 115 volts on a standard 15 amp breaker. We do this with hitting 94% efficiency at 50% load. So it's better than the current 80 plus platinum certification, which is the highest level right now. But there is a draft spec for titanium, which this at this current time will meet.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. We have the ability for quad SLI on this. It does have the Corsair Link digital interface. It's full digital, so you do have the ability to set your OCP trip points and the multi-individual rail setups using the software.
Now, and the PSU itself has that Corsair Link connector on it, right?
Yes, it does.
But then you also have now a mini USB or micro USB on there as well?
So we do have the individual USB connector right on the PSU now, so it saves a little bit of cable routing, so you don't have that extra dongle along with the system.
Awesome. And is that the software right there?
Yes, this is the power tab for the Corsair Link. You can see that you have all your rails set up. You do have your voltages, fan speed, temperature. You get your efficiency and the real-world usage, power in and power out. This gives people the ability to really see what's going on in their system if they're really concerned with how much power they're using, or just want to see temperatures or set individual the OCP trip points if you're really concerned about that.
Right, and did you just say, I forget whether you said it or not, that you can configure the rails, whether it's a single rail or multiple rails?
Yes, so from the default configuration you can change that if you want specific port rails to be on, so you can do the 4 individual rails and everything else. Since it's full DSP control, you can customize that level of the product.
Awesome. Okay, and so you got it in white here because that was high demand, right?
Yes. A lot of people like the white color. It looks really nice. It's bright. It pops. It goes really well with the white LED lights in the front. It just has that look and feel. Now we also have the black version, and it has red LED fans in the front and red lighting for the buttons. So it gives that a little bit of a different color scheme for someone who wants that look. We also have the H105, which is our newest closed-loop water cooling system. This is a 240 millimeter solution, but it's 38 millimeters deep on the radiator instead of 25. So
it just sticks out a little
you're going to want to make sure you have the clearance for it, but most cases these days for mid-towers and full towers will fit this in there by default. We also have a new look for it and a new retention bracket that makes it a little bit easier to install. This is our highest performing 240 millimeter solution right now.
Awesome. Wow, yeah, no, it looks like a beast for sure. And then over here, this was an oddity when we first saw it. We're like, oh, it's a little baby Obsidian. You just take a giant Obsidian, just squoosh it down. Tell us a little bit about this.
So this is our new 250D. It is in the Obsidian family, so it does have that same look and feel. This is our entry into the m-ITX. We've taken a little bit different approach to it. It's not the smallest m-ITX out there, but it is the smallest one that fits full-size high-end components. You can still use that high-end graphics card, an H100 cooler, and a real PSU, that 180 millimeter PSU, along with your 4770K that you can still overclock on and still have a full-size ODD in it.
And that's something that's really cool about this case, is that you don't see a lot of m-ITX cases having that support for those larger power supplies.
Yeah, this is the only one where you can use that all together. It's not, well, if you have this full-size GPU, you can't have this, or if you have this, you can't have that. We want to give it to you all.
Sweet. And so it's just basically a really tiny, you can have the highest end components you can have in it, which is super awesome to see. So actually, because you have it over here without a build in it, right? So I kind of want to look at, show them the back here. With you put the hard drives in the back, so you can just kind of slide them out like that, which is really awesome. They go all the way in, right? And then you have a plate covering it like that. And so that's really cool to see them super easily accessed. You don't have to take the whole side panel off or whatever. And then they also have the front here where the PSU can come all the way into the front. And the fan configuration, tell us a little bit about that, because it's kind of unique here.
So we actually have a 140 intake and a 120 side exhaust. You have the ability to do a second 120 or 280s in the rear.
Awesome. Yeah, it's giant fans in a m-ITX case. Why not? So we're seeing a lot of people put bigger and bigger heat spreaders on their RAM and stuff, and Corsair have just jumped that and going right to, oh, you know what? Let's put a fan on the RAM. Why not? So tell us a little bit about this.
So we've had our Vengeance Pro series of memory modules out for some time now, and we've actually have a new fan to match the design. So what we found is that on the higher speed modules, the fan is really necessary to get those last few megahertz out of it. When you really want to hit, 2666, 3000. You're going to need some form of active cooling on it. So now we have a fan that matches the look and feel of your Vengeance Pro memory modules, so you can have that continuous look inside your system.
Still have your RAM look pretty and perform well.
That's right.
All right, that's it for the Corsair suite here at the Palazzo. Big thanks to Corsair for having us, letting us look at all their awesome stuff. Well, don't forget to subscribe to NCIX for more CES 2014 coverage.